video lessons to help you work through a literature comprehension lesson in the online school. Today I will be working in Unit 20, which is entitled Help Yourself and Others. We will be looking at 3 lessons. All 3 of these lessons are scheduled on your MIC to be taught on the same day. You may choose to teach them on the same day, or you may choose to break them up and teach them on 3 separate days. You will need to decide what is best for your student. We will begin with Lesson 1 in this video. Once again, I am in Unit 20 in Literature and Comprehension, which is entitled Help Yourself and Others. In this unit, students will explore the theme of Help Yourself and Others through the following reading selections. Lessons 1, 2, and 3 will be based on an article entitled Germs, Our Unwanted Guests. Lessons 4 and 5 will be based on the storybook The Little Red Hen. At this point, I will pause for you to gather your materials. You will need your language arts lesson guide. We will begin on page 429 in the literature and comprehension portion of the language arts lesson guide. You will also need to get the K-12 World magazine. It's one that is entitled Our Busy Bodies. We will be reading a magazine article that begins on page 20. So I will pause for a moment for you to get your supplies. Now that you have your supplies, we will get started with Lesson 1. We will look at the overview for Lesson 1. We will be doing a get ready activity. We will be doing a read aloud activity, and we will be doing a check your reading activity. In the get ready activity, we will be talking about the purpose of an article. With your student, you will explore some of the characteristics of nonfiction text. You will tell your students that an author writes an article for a certain reason or purpose. Good readers can figure out the purpose of an article by asking themselves this question: why did the author write this? That's a question that you can ask your student. Authors write articles for one of the following reasons: to teach us something, to entertain or make us laugh, to convince us of something, or to tell us what they think about something. Those are the 4 reasons that authors write articles. With your student, you can practice naming the purpose of articles by using the following examples. Listen as I describe an article. This is what you can say to your student. In the article, Dogs Are Amazing Animals, the author tells interesting facts about dogs. Ask your student, why do you think the author wrote this article? And you can give them a choice. Did he write it to teach us something or to make us laugh? We're hoping that your student will come up with the answer to teach us something. Another example would be the article, My Dog Thinks She's My Sister. The author tells readers how her dog wants to eat, play, and study with her, just like her younger sister. You can ask your student, why do you think the author wrote the article? To teach us something or to make us laugh? And we're hoping that your student will come up with the answer to make us laugh. Then the next activity that you're going to want to do with your student before we begin reading the article, you want to talk about the new words that they will see and hear in the article Germs, Our Unwanted Guest. You want your students to say the words aloud, and then you also want to talk about the meanings of these new words. And the words that you will see in the article that you need to go over with your student is the word cells, the word germs, the word microscope, and the word white blood cells. So you can go over these words and the meanings with your students so that they will be familiar with them before you begin reading the article. The next activity we're going to do is in our read aloud section. We're going to do a book walk of our article. So in our magazine, that you have, we want to look at the table of contents. So open up the article, the magazine, to the table of contents. Help your student locate the table of contents. And then you want to help them locate, see if I can make this look. You want to help them locate the name of the article. Germs, our unwanted guest. And you can ask your student, what page does that article begin on? So that would be a great way to bring in some math skills. And then once they say page 20, have them turn to page 20. You want to look at the title. Read the title of the article to your student. Germs, our unwanted guest. And then you want to have your student look at the pictures. So go through the article, letting your students look at the pictures. Talk about the pictures. Let them maybe tell you something they see about the pictures that they like. Point out any captions or headers in the article to your student. Point out that this is a microscope, which is one of the vocabulary words that you went over with your student. Go through and let them look at all of the pictures, pointing out the words that you've already told them about, the new words. Give them a chance to look at all of the pictures before you begin reading the article to them. Once you have gone through the pictures, then you are ready to ask the question to them, what do you think the article might tell us about germs? So kind of ask them that question before you begin to read the article aloud to them. At this point, I will pause for you to read aloud the article. You want your student to be sitting next to you so that they can see the pictures and the words while you read the article aloud. You want to read aloud the entire article. Emphasize words to know as you come to them. Those are going to be the words that we talked about. Cells, microscope, germs. If appropriate, use the pictures to help show what each word means. Tell students to listen carefully so they can discover what the article is mostly about. Tell them that you're going to be asking them questions when you finish reading the article to them. So at this point, we'll pause for you to read the article to them. Now that you've read the article to your student, we want to check their reading and comprehension skills. First of all, we want your student to retell the article in their own words. Tell how can they retell this story to you? We do this in order to help them to develop grammar, vocabulary skills, comprehension skills, and good fluency skills. When they are finished retelling the story in their own words, then you want to ask them the following questions to making sure that they were listening to you when you were reading the story. Where can you find germs? Here are some possible answers given that your student might give to you. How do germs get into our bodies? Do all germs make us sick? What kind of special cells fight germs? Why is it a good idea to cover your mouth and nose when you sneeze? Why do you think the author wrote this article? Here is where you can talk about the purpose of the article. Was it to entertain us or to teach us about germs? So these are some questions that you can ask your student to check their comprehension skills. If they have a difficult time with these questions, you may want to go back to the article and help them locate the answers in the article. At this point, we have finished lesson 1. You may choose to continue with lesson 2 later during the day, or you may choose to do lesson 2 on a separate day. At this point, we will go in and mark lesson 2 complete. I will pause and mark lesson 1 complete, and then we will, in our next video, we will move to lesson 2. We will now mark lesson 1 complete, and in our next video, we will do lesson 2. Thanks so much for listening to this video.